Today we are taking the stereo out of a 2006 Nissan Altima. We commonly see this Bose system in the shop for the 6 CD changer not working properly. In many cases, sometimes you can disconnect the battery and hook it back up, and this will act as a reset and sometimes bring it back to working. And we're going to give that a try first before moving on to the removal. Okay, we've tried the battery reset. That has not brought the changer back to working. So we're going to move on with removing the stereo and bringing it into the shop for repair. We're going to start with our pry bar at the side of the AC controls and pry the edge of the AC controls away from the dash. This one's pretty tight. You can open the bottom pocket and reach your fingers into the back of the AC controls here for a little handhold to help pull on this panel. There we go. Panel snap loose. Okay, move this panel out from behind the Sirius Satellite XM here. Being held up on this with a connector for the passenger airbag. We're going to reach in behind the dash and push a trigger in on this connector. Okay, there we go. Pull the panel down. Now there is a connector here for the airbags that we're going to push the trigger in on and attempt to release here. And the trigger's on the passenger side here. We're going to push this trigger in and Florida, it's pretty cold here this morning. I'm going to use the end of the screwdriver to push on that trigger. There we go. And we'll move this panel and set it off to the side. All the connectors in the process of this removal are keyed. That means that they only fit one spot. And normally the triggers on these get squeezed down into the connector and it releases the lock on it so you can wiggle the connector loose. Now that we've got the panel around the AC controls removed, we're going to remove the 4 screws at the AC panel here that hold this in place. I guess when this Sirius XM satellite was installed, they didn't reinstall the 4th screw because it was hidden up behind the panel here, but there is a 4th screw up here as well. We're going to grasp this panel and pull it forward and drop it down. What this does is the above panel here has 2 screw holes that the AC goes through to secure the bottom of this panel in place. Next we're going to start with prying at the bottom of this panel and working our way up the side. And this will release the clips again, and again all these clips release with pry pressure. And work on the right side as well. I can see that this XM installation here done by someone else is going to be a little bit of a problem. It's with the wires and everything going through the edge of the panel, it's made this very tight. Let's continue to work around the edges. Normally this panel pops right off. Like I said, because of the XM Sirius connector we have here. This side of the panel is very snug, being squished in underneath the panel. Now we've gone around and disconnected this panel and worked it away. We're going to remove this and set it to the side. Next, there are 4 screws that hold the stereo in place. One down here on the bottom left. One on the top left. One on the top right. One here on the bottom right. This is also the one that's holding the bracket for the XM Sirius here. That screw, and that's going to also allow us to remove this bracket in the XM. Now we're going to pull the stereo from the dash along with the brackets. This is a very tight fit. There are several connectors here on the back. We also have the RF adapter for the XM that's plugged in here. We're going to grasp the antenna and just pull that from the dash. The antenna is the black coaxial cable. Now this is going to give us access to several more connectors on the back of the stereo. The first will be here. We're going to push the trigger down on it and release that one. The second connector also has a trigger that we're sitting down, pushing down and releasing. Now the main 2 connectors for this stereo, they're very difficult to remove. So again, we're going to use our Phillips screwdriver and push down on the trigger and wiggle this one from the car, from the radio. That one will release. And then the same for the final connector here. There we go. Now again, all these connectors, they are different. There's 4 connectors in this particular model. These are the main 2, power and front speakers and rear speakers. These 2 could be for steering wheel controls and other data. And the 1 antenna. This is how you remove the stereo from a Nissan Altima. We're going to take this in the shop, repair the CD changer. Hope this video has been helpful. Thank you for watching.